In the rugged mountains of the Caucasus, for nearly 3 decades, Nagorno-Karabakh was a land scarred by one of the most complex and bloody conflicts of our time. Tens of thousands killed, hundreds of thousands displaced, entire generations raised under the shadow of fear. But on August 8, 2025, history took a different turn. Inside the White House, under the auspices of United States President Donald Trump, Armenia and Azerbaijan signed a peace agreement, closing a bitter, violent chapter.
Political will. Issue of political will and leadership. On the Armenian side, we do have it, and we numerously showed our political will. Now, if Azerbaijani side is really interested in having peace, they just need to agree to put these agreed principles by leaders on paper and sign it.
Yet beyond the politics lies the human story, the story of Nora, one of tens of thousands who lost everything but never lost hope. On the morning of September 25, 2023, the sky over Nagorno-Karabakh rained fire. Shells fell mercilessly as Nora tried desperately to save fragments of her life. She fled with her family, grandmother, aunt, husband, children, parents, brothers and sisters, a caravan of fear. A journey of 3 days through valleys and ruined roads where death lurked at every corner. There was no food, only the last pieces of bread they had baked before leaving. There was no water, except what they kept from rivers and streams.
This mean her 100 metri vira, droshtanga tinest postna, mekol mertonerna. Gişere jama 22-dan 20 առաջի կրակոցները սկսում է։ Ու 2 ժամը 1, 3 ժամը 1 Տենց անխտիր միջև հիմա կրկնվում է։ Ուղղակի անհանգստություն է։ Տները կան փոքրեր, մանուկներ ու մեծեր, որ անհագիստ են։ Իմ 100 մետր իրա կրակում են։ Մենք էլ մնացել ենք կաշկանդված։ Ինչ անենք այս պայամը։
We couldn't sleep, not for a single hour. Even as we fled, the sound of shelling never left us. I was pregnant during the siege, but I miscarried. Stress and hunger destroyed me. We survived on the potatoes we planted. There was no hospital nearby, and I had to walk more than an hour and a half to reach my work.
Now, Nora lives in a cramped apartment in the Armenian town of Barakar. No electricity, no gas, no running water.
My little brother is 7 years old. He doesn't sleep. Every night he says he hears the shelling again. He needs treatment, and all I want is to return to my home.
Before fleeing, Nora and her sister recorded their final moments at home. The bread cooling on the table, the last meal of boiled potatoes, the sound of a door closing, perhaps forever. In an act of despair, one relative heard a cupboard of canned food outside. It was not just anger, it was helplessness. It was a farewell to the homeland. Today, after decades of war, Armenia and Azerbaijan have signed peace. The image of pen stuck in paper in Washington marked a turning point between a past that bled endlessly and a future uncertain but fragile with hope.
Big, beautiful honor to welcome everyone to the White House for this very historic peace summit between Armenia and Azerbaijan. It's really a great thrill for me. I love seeing good people get together, and that's what you have. You have two great leaders. I want to congratulate these two visionary people, Prime Minister Pashinyan and President Aliyev. The Trump route for international peace and prosperity, which is a special transit area that will allow Azerbaijan to get full access to its territory of Nakhchivan while fully respecting Armenia's sovereignty.
Politics alone cannot rebuild homes reduced to rubble, but retailers can open doors. They can make space for families to return, for children to dream, and for survivors like Noura to find their way back to life stolen by war.
I want to return to Nagorno-Karabakh. I want my brother to live his childhood without fear. I want to dream again.
I'm sure that Armenia and Azerbaijan will find courage and responsibility to reconcile, and also the people will reconcile. We will turn the page of standoff, confrontation, and bloodshed, and provide bright and safe future for our children. So I'm very happy.
This is a great deal we've achieved today. This is a success for our countries and for our region, and a success for the world, because a more peaceful region means a safer world.
Peace is not made only in grand halls by signatures on paper. It is written in small human stories, in the courage of survivors, in the quiet persistence of hope. This is Noura's story, the story of a woman who lost everything except the belief that one day the road back will begin with peace.